everybody, to another episode of the Undisputed Combo Podcast. And we got a new face here. Please welcome our special guest this evening, Casually Side Decking. Welcome, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for having me on.
Oh yeah, thanks for being on. And of course, my friend down here that's all nice and comfy on his couch, the Shadowhaunt Joker.
Is that what it looks like?
Hey,
it is what it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like, but hey, you look good, my friend. Look good. Good to see you again. Our friends, that dude Colby and the Unfound Prodigy, are out doing family obligations and whatnot, having a good time. And of course, me, the El Toro Forte, happy to be here. Guys, we have some interesting topics to cover. I'm excited. First, let's do some shout outs here. So I have my usual two. I'm going to shout out my friend Dulian TV for all your Digimon content. Go check him out. Got my friend motherfucking Mark, the Burial Ground podcast. He's been kind of quiet, but he is cooking up some good stuff. So be on the lookout for them. Follow him on Twitter. It's where he does most of his work. And then I want to shout out my friend Yuma Inc. Good old Yuma. He's always on Instagram. Just a lot of positivity coming out of him, and just good things. He does a lot of good things in the community. So thank you, Yuma. Mr. Joker, how about you?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to Tracy Cakes, shout out to Rain, Jinxie, and well, since we have Casually down here, I can skip that one. Just kidding. Shout out to you. Easy Mahe, once per turn, and Rubicon,
yes.
Did you guys see what Rubicon's leak for the new Galatea binder?
I sure did.
I kind of want to get one.
I plan on getting one so it can match my Amanda binder.
There you go. Yeah, I bought the Sky Striker one, so I'm excited. That one's coming out in November. But the more I see all these new designs coming out, I'm thinking, man, there goes all my Master Duel money. Yeah. Casually, anybody you want to shout out right now?
Couple of good friends of mine on here. Lolly Hand Trap, really guy. Rush for Tacos, great friend of mine. Art of the Cards is also another really good friend of mine. So, and also the Undisputed Combo podcast. So,
thank you, appreciate that. I can't forget Skeeter the Common King, my friend. Thank you so much for always being so supportive. And Casually, we appreciate all your support. And like I said, very happy to have you. Thanks for being here on such a short notice. We were Unfound Prodigy had let us know that he was not going to be able to make it, and then Colby was a last minute, and I was thinking, well, Joker and myself have carried a show before, but that's why I asked you earlier that if you could make it, that'd be great. So again, thank you for being on. It was just one of those things where we started off doing a lot of guests on here, and then we had one in particular who was on here and then was copying some of Joker's and Colby's material for his own podcast, and then came and started bashing us in the comments of one of our episodes. I was like, yeah, but I trust you.
no podcast coming out of me anytime soon. So
yeah, well, it's one thing to do your own podcast. Everybody's welcome to do that, but when you're actually using people's, it's like almost like a direct carbon copy. It's like that what is it, that meme that says, you can copy my homework but change some of the answers. I forgot how it goes, but that's kind of what it was like. So Casually, my friend, talk to us. You are you're a very good duelist from my experience in having dueled you. You use machines. Talk to us about those machines, why you chose them, what you like about them. Give us a rundown on that.
Well, first, I wouldn't say that I'm a good duelist at all. I just, if you ask any of my friends, I tell them that the way I actually play Yu-Gi-Oh is that I learn my one deck, and then I don't care about what everybody else is playing. So I typically figure out like when I'm in the middle of playing somebody, that's me technically play testing.
Yeah.
So I typically I have to figure out the matchup as I'm playing. outside of that, I just play my deck as perfectly as possible. And as long as I like do minor tweaks here and there based off of whatever's going on in the format. Like I mean, I don't really practice that often. I just try to learn my deck as good as possible.
Yeah.
As far as machines go, as I tell my friends as well, I don't like outskilling my opponent.
Yeah.
I don't want to build a board and then you build a board and then I break your board down. I just want to summon a big ass monster and swing.
And you're good at
Like,
that.
Yu-Gi-Oh is a very fast game, so like if I can just get my one turn and end the game, like that's perfectly fine. Like when people summon Dragoon against me, like who cares about a 4,000 beater? I can just summon a 6,000 beater and just swing those.
You sound like Colby.
But I mean,
Colby has never left us.
Yeah.
my original love for machines actually, it started right when I fell out of love with Blue Eyes. So like 2016, around that time, I actually had an entire Blue Eyes binder, had almost every copy of Blue Eyes in the game. The only one I was missing was 2 DDSs. I even had the parallel preview wave Blue Eyes, but I ended up dropping Blue Eyes after Blue Eyes won Worlds, and then I picked up Despots.
Ooh.
And that's by far like one of my favorite decks of all time. I'm not playing it right now because it's not good. And once I discovered how Despots functioned, I just fell in love with machine decks. Went from Despots to Dynamist. Then I did this weird Dynamist Despot build, which actually was really fun. Switched off to Cyber Dragons, played that for a while. Played Ancient Gears, got disappointed about them. And then now I'm back on Cyber Dragons because of the new structure deck. And then I'm on Dozer Control, which is also one of my favorite decks. And
Dozer
Cosmo.
Control. Yeah. Dozer Control. That one, I actually played one of my better Mystic Mind builds against you, and you were able to overcome it. And we went 3 rounds, everybody. But man, I got to tell you, from a complete build, he had it in there. So he had a great strategy, and side deck, everything was just prepared multiple ways to get Mystic Mind off of the field. And the duels, they were really competitive, but he got me in the end. So I gotta give a shout out, compliment on that.
It wasn't an easy match. So like before anybody says anything like that, it wasn't like a sweep. It was definitely it's always a challenging match to when you go up against any Mystic Mind strategy, because most of the time you don't play any monsters like that trap version that I sent you. I got to update the list of that, by the way.
Oh, nice.
It's really hard. So you actually have to just anticipate like what your opponent's playing. But I did switch it up a little bit. I have a new version of Dozer. It's running really nice. So I went to go play that the other day, and it was pretty cool.
So what's your favorite Dozer out of all the, if we're talking extra deck, what's your favorite extra deck Dozer?
My favorite extra deck Dozer?
Mm-hmm.
River Stormer. River Stormer is easily River Stormer is one of my favorite Dozer monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Because it lets you or dump any Earth machine. Never have a problem getting to any monster in the entire deck. It's all Earth machines. It summons itself from the graveyard. So like typically when you play Dozer Control, you end up shuffling a bunch of your cards back into your deck to draw 2. And you rarely shuffle the Dozer back because the Dozer can summon itself from the graveyard by triggering a link monster. So it has that recurability on top of giving me a really nice resource game. So it's one of my favorite Dozer monsters. Well, one of my favorite infinite track monsters.
Excellent. Yeah, no, it's a solid build. The one that I do is very solid, very versatile and consistent. I was really impressed. I'd always liked the infinite track monsters primarily because A, they're cool, and B, the cards are most of them are secret rares, ultra rares, very shiny across the board with all of them. So I really like that.
For Dozer. Dozer's the only one that's a common. He can't. We need to at least get him as a super. But outside that, yeah, they're very shiny, very affordable at the time because I picked them up when Infinity Chasers first came out. Like I bought that set like it was no tomorrow. So
Yeah. I opened up a box of Infinity Chasers back when I was doing the Friday night 6-packs, and I started realizing, hey, these are actually really cool. So I have a nice core already set up. So what's your all-time favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster?
I mean, that's easy. It's Cyber Dragon, hands
Ah,
down. And
Infinity.
it's not even because I played Cyber Dragons. It's literally I found out what it does. We found out what it does fundamentally, and then at the time I was able to splash it inside of Despots. And
Right.
ever since then, like it's not the best monster, but it still puts up a big enough threat. It sucks up a monster that your opponent controls. It's just like one of my favorite cards. And this I have a slight problem because I have every Cyber Dragon. Every Cyber Dragon Infinity, and every rip. And me and King Sidra, so in mine, we actually went back when I first got on Instagram. Pick up Cyber Dragon Infinities off of him. But that's when like my obsession for Infinity began when I was bugging Lolly and a bunch of other people online for Infinities. That was actually the main reason why I ripped open Infinity Chaser so much because it had the word Infinity in it.
Yeah. Nice.
And I was like bummed out when I saw the list and they didn't put a Cyber Dragon Infinity in there. I was like, they just don't want to sell this set. But I bought it. So
Nice.
yeah, but one of my favorite monsters of all time.
Excellent. Have you ever dueled against a War Rock deck?
Yes.
I didn't do it.
No, it wasn't against you at all. But I did play against War Rocks a couple of times. I played it online. I've also played it at locals. And like Dozer Control, we do one thing really well, and that's Torrential Field. So that's all we're gonna do. And then after we have a clear board, then we just swing for game. So we try to blow up these monsters as quickly as possible. Not War Rock specifically, but just all monsters.
You heard that right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not specifically them, but
Not
like,
specifically. Just anybody who decides to like get on the board with those in control. Like we do one thing and one thing well, and that's torrential the field. And if the first torrential didn't work, we'll do it like 17 more times.
Hey. You know, there are a lot of decks that can't recover from multiple torrentials like that. And I noticed that speaking of, Torrential Tribute is a card that you actually carry in a few of your decks. And it's a good card. Still is to this day.
Yeah, I love torrential. I throw it in pretty much any version. I mean, any deck that I play that can afford to do it. So
yeah.
When I'm playing Cosmos, I got torrentials in there. If I'm playing Trap Cyber Dragons, very control heavy version of Cyber Dragons, I got torrentials in there. Like, I mean, it's just a generically good card. As long as you play it strategically, it helps you out.
Excellent. Well, thank you for answering all those questions. Appreciate it. Let's change gears here. Mr. Joker, you had a great time at the Grand Prix recently. Digimon, talk to us, man. Walk us through your tournament, your experience, your duels, and give us the overall grade. Are you going to keep doing it? Talk to us, man.
as you know,
Ooh.
I was running this.
Yeah.
Now, I made a mistake and I entered in the wrong server, so I automatically had to lose my first round.
Oh.
But second round, won that. And needless to say, yes, I went 3-5. Other people were telling me, hey, just quit. But I'm like, no, I really want to see how far I can go. I want to be in the top 100.
Right.
So out of 203 people that actually showed up, a lot of people did drop, but I managed to be number 99. So to me, Now, hear me out. There were other tournaments I was in where I would either be like in Yu-Gi-Oh, there'd be like 300 people, I'd be 288,
Yeah.
and I felt destroyed. I'd want to quit. This was the first time ever I had a goal. I wanted to be in that. I hit the goal. And I wasn't just in the top 100, I was 99. Keep in mind, I'm not this high profile person, still an amateur, only been in locals where it was like maybe 8 to 16 people. And for me to just be an absolute nobody going into something like that and doing that well against people that have been playing this game all over the United States and just dominating their locals, you gotta admit that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So to me, I feel like, hey, I can keep doing this. Just gotta learn the game a little better, fine tune the deck up some more. Sky's the limit. I stand a better chance at this than I did in Yu-Gi-Oh. I'll still play Yu-Gi-Oh casually.
Yeah.
But for competitive, I think I found what I'm good at.
Yeah, that's good too. I mean, and this at the end of the day, it's all about practice. So as long as you go into those events and getting that practice in, like you'll be fine. Be fine.
Yeah, I agree, man. I was proud to see, your success going through that tournament. I know I mean, so you went 3-5. That's 8 total games. And I'm these aren't quick games, right? I mean, I know Digimon is designed to where you actually have to go back and forth and you have turns and that kind of crazy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long was the event total for you?
We started at 11 o'clock. We did not end till probably, I'd say 6.
Ooh, wow.
That's regional
And
time.
it almost ended quick enough that we were like, all right, it's over. This guy, all he's got to do is win. And then we can just go and it'll be round 7 and we're done. Immediately after somebody said that, nope, the other guy won. We're going into a round 8. I sat there like, yes, one more round. Everybody else like, no, I need to order a pizza.
Yeah, gotta eat, man.
So basically, it was just, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh
yeah. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, man. I'm proud of you, proud of your success in that event. I know you were very excited for the months leading up to it. You kept talking about it and built up your deck. So to finish inside the top 100 is a great accomplishment. Just like you said, somebody who's coming in, still learning the game. And there are a lot of good players out there. I mean, you look at where Julian plays, and when he was on here, he said, this store, there are the some of the best players in the country, possibly the world, at that store. And I'm sure there were plenty of them in this Grand Prix tournament because you look on Twitter, you look everywhere else, anybody who's playing Digimon competitively, they're entering these events. They're getting in them. I mean, you said Tracy was in there, right? And she did pretty good herself.
yeah. And I did make a promise that after I did the tournament, once everything like calms down, I will gladly play remote duels on Twitch. I'll actually start doing that more. So starting in November, after we start getting the new set in, I will actually do it on Twitch.
All right. There you go. Anybody who plays Digimon, if you're listening, you got a new challenger stepping forward. That's going to be
6-time locals champ.
Yeah. Congratulations, man. That is good. I'm planning on building a deck, so you can definitely count on me at some point to join in those remote duels, and we'll see how I do. I don't know, but I do want to play the game. I'm excited, and so I'm going to be bringing it, man. So
hopefully you make a Mystic Mind Digimon deck.
Some
blue.
type of blue or black.
Blue.
Just because with Magic the Gathering, I was always black. And so with Digimon, it's blue and black. Joker was the one that said blue was similar to Mystic Mind. So
actually, blue and black are getting a lot of support coming up, where you can literally stun and jam people. Basically, you can either de-digivolve them or you can make it so that their security cards are minute and can't do anything, or even better, that's a nice little field you got there. It'd be a shame if I got rid of it. Literally,
Torrential.
they have those cards. Torrential times 10, basically.
Oh,
I love to hear.
You're speaking casualty's language now.
Right.
Yes.
I'll
put it to you this way. Imagine dropping a monster from level 8 to level 3 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Then, since they have like 4 monsters on their side of the field that are level 3, wipe them all out. That's what one card can do.
I love it.
I like that.
Yes.
See, that's interesting, especially since in Dozer Patrol, my boss monster is a torrential in and of itself. So, you're speaking my language right there. That's my love language.
Yeah, I've been hit by
Black
that.
deck is you.
I've experienced that boss monster and to get torrential my Mystic Mind. Awesome, man.
I played the game the other day at locals for the when we had the Cyber Dragon structure deck tournament. Actually, I played a side game. And someone got tired of my Citadel, and they called by the grave the Citadel to get rid of it, right? But they didn't know that my trap card shuffles my machine monsters from banish and graveyard back.
Gotta read the cards, everybody.
So it was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, you need help. There it is. There's the side. Been missing that, man. Been missing that. Awesome. So tell us a little bit more about your experience in this. I mean, was there, because every time I hear about Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote tournaments, there's a lot of complaints, whether it be cheating, stalling. Does any of that exist, or did it happen during your Grand Prix? You're muted.
You muted yourself.
I guess I didn't want to say anything. I just wanted to do actions. Actually, in Digimon, in the remote duel, I think there was a couple that did it, but not against me. And I think they played each other.
Oh.
And that made me laugh.
Good.
Because they're both trying to say that they're stalling against each other. And I'm like, wait, you're running blue, you're running yellow, and you're stalling against each other? And I had to think about that for a second. How does a deck that drops your attack power to 0 and then you auto die, and then a deck that drops your level down to like, oh, you only have but this creature, and since you have that creature, you can't attack. How did these two not just kill each other? And then someone said, oh, it's because this person's effects can't be used because of that Digimon. And because of this Digimon, well, this Tamer on the field, they automatically lose attack power. So every time he plays something, they drop. So I'm like, so basically, if either or tries to do something now, their field is gone. They have to start from the beginning. Yes. So they were just waiting on who's going to play that card. I'm like, that's uncanny.
Pretty intense.
Oh,
I
couldn't stop laughing.
Do you know how that match ultimately ended?
A tie. I was like, so it ended in a tie. And next round, I played the guy that was trying to do the stall, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna digivolve anyways, drop out my Omnimon's Word Defeat, kill your Tamer. He goes, wait, you can do that? Yes. And next thing I know, his screen goes off and he leaves. I'm just like, did I just win? He gave up.
Easy.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And I'm going to keep my word. Like I said, I'm donating my money. You chose breast cancer. So $55. I'm going to round that up to $60. Donate it on our behalf, but primarily on your behalf. I know you were playing hard, doing your best. I'm going to keep my end of the deal. Yes, I do a lot of donations to different charities. I don't brag about them because it's just not something I do. But in this case, I want to make sure that, I know if anybody was listening or anything, we'll show. We do it. We do nice stuff for the community. So thank you again. And I'm sure they all appreciate your efforts on that. Talk to us a little bit more about Digimon. Were you able to find out like maybe the top 10? What type of decks were winning in that area?
Well, it was Lord Nightmon, Dioboromon, and I think there was a blue deck that won.
Oh.
But it's straight up been Lord Nightmon, Dioboromon, and for anyone who's listening, Dioboromon may sound like, who cares? It's actually pretty powerful. It can actually build up a big board. And imagine dropping out like 15 scapegoats and all of them can just swing.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally Dioboromon. All of them can swing at you at any point. Lord Nightmon is the one that can just drop you lower than the stock market and swing in. So there's that. Then, like the deck I was running where it was like Zwart defeat, it's hard to predict how far I'm going to go with it. And then there's like Lilith Loop, so purple in general. And the last deck I will talk about, because it's going to hit hard, is if you're running a red deck that focuses straight on, I'm going to outpower you. Because a red deck can literally drop out Omnimon, or it can just drop out War Greymon, and it can clear your board. It can clear your security. We're talking, you have 5 security stacks. One well-placed Greymon, War Greymon, can wipe out all 5 of those right there. And you're just sitting here like, okay, maybe I'll play this. And nope, I'm just going to swing again.
That sounds like my type of deck.
Yes, you can literally make a Digimon go from being 10,000 to 20,000 attack, attacking 5 security, and your opponent just sits there and goes, are you done? I kind of want to go play Parcheesi.
Yeah, right. Change it up a little bit. Well, Digimon sounded more and more exciting and fun. It's kind of like, and I don't know about modern competitive Magic the Gathering, but I know with Magic, you start off, you have to play a few lands, so it takes a little bit to get going, unless you're Colby and he gets like 1,000,000 life every turn. But in a Yu-Gi-Oh, I mean, the game can be over in a single turn, which can last anywhere from a couple minutes to 10, well over 20 minutes, depending on what type of deck you're using. In Digimon, is there an initial like a setup period? Like, does it take a couple turns to get set up and get the battle truly moving?
On average, it can take anywhere from 3 to 5 turns to get truly set up.
Ooh, I like it.
So you got a while.
Yeah.
And while you're building up, you got to think, do I want this out now or this out later? You can always play it that way.
Okay.
But you have to also keep in mind, the more memory you spend, the more you give to your opponent, and vice versa. Like, you might have this cool card, this serious butt-kicking card. It costs like 8 memory, but you only have 3. Do you really want to give me that 5? Because who knows? You give me the 5, I'll drop out as many of my cards as I want that can just swarm you. And then I only give you back 1 memory. Now you're sitting here like, oh man, I got this other beast card. It costs 8 memory too. Do you want to give me that 7? Yeah. And build, and pass. But I only got 1 memory. Pass. You don't want to do that too much.
Okay.
Me, I did 1 play where I gave my opponent 10 memory. At first, they were all giddy.
Yeah.
Until they realized one particular thing. They were so busy building up 1 card, like to get their combo situated. I said, Question: are you gonna drop anything this turn to like protect you? The person thought about it. He paid for memory, which is what I needed. As soon as he did, dropped out Omnimon's Ward Defeat, killed his tamer, and I said, yeah, you only get one memory now. Swing, pass. And he couldn't recover. Sure, he could drop out the Digimon that he was saving up for. As soon as he attacked with it one time and got deleted, I'm like, well, I guess I can scratch this off the bucket list now. Game.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a very interesting resource game they have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of strategy involved. Of course, being a trading card game, there's a luck factor, but it's sounding like there's a lot more, like you said, managing your resources, thinking, not only one step ahead, but maybe a couple turns down the road. I like that. I like that a lot. So, well, thank you, man. It sounds like the Grand Prix was an excellent event. A lot of good duelists in there, and of course, you hit your goal. You accomplished your goal. So now you got to set your sights a little bit higher for the next one.
Next one, top 64. That way I can actually get like a mention plus some more prize support.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Casually, I'm looking at those blades behind you. You look like you're standing in front of Camelot, or sitting. You're sitting on the king's throne. Man, those are nice blades. Tell us about those.
Oh, these are. I love collecting weapons. It's one of my pastimes. I was telling you the other day, but these are actually two swords that I picked up a couple of years ago. Actually, I found this one at a flea market. Actually, it was like $25. I dubbed it Excalibur.
Yeah.
And then this one, I've done theater for many years, and I actually got it as a. It was actually it was a Yu-Gi-Oh trade actually when I first got into the game. My friend at the time, he was also in stage theater, and I had a huge collection from when I played Yu-Gi-Oh as a child. So I traded. I don't know, like probably like at the time I would say like $50 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and he gave me this sword. It was all silver, and then I ended up painting this sword, and and ever since then I've had it. So these are the two swords. I actually keep this on. It's actually my Xbox and stuff behind here. So
okay. So the entertainment center's back there. That's nice.
Yeah.
Perfect spot for it. That's a nice setup there. Awesome.
It's two of my favorites, but I got plenty of other swords and lightsabers and stuff around the house. So
nice. Yeah, I got a couple lightsabers, but I only got one blade, as I was telling you right now. But that's nice, man. I like that. Like that a lot.
I gotta protect my trades.
Gotta keep your house armed in one way or another. So
I can't let anybody break into my house and take dozer control from
me. Nope. Got to keep that going. So one of the things that I've been noticing a lot is obviously we know that the physical card games are coming back. Tournaments are kind of getting back into full swing. One of the things I wanted to cover was Yu-Gi-Oh pet peeves. So I'm talking about when you're actually dueling somebody. Physically dueling somebody. We can talk digital as well, but let's talk about first. So I'm going to start off. Now, one of my biggest pet peeves was always I'm a very respectful person. When I'm dueling somebody, I don't just grab their cards. I always ask, can I look through your graveyard? This was a long time ago when we used to ask about that. Look, can I look through your graveyard? Because you knew they had Monster Reborn or something like that. But even now, reading cards, can I read this? But people would just grab them and they kind of get like a little bend in them and just cringe, and it would piss me off. I would give people a little bit extra lessons in manners. I would never physically harm anybody, but that was one of my biggest pet peeves. I have a few more, but that one there. Casually, what about you? Anything that really just kind of bothers you that people tend to do during duels or at tournaments?
Oh, yeah, I got a laundry list.
All right.
Where I actually stay, we're actually quite fortunate because I have about 5 different locals in my area. So every shop does something different. But one of my biggest ones is the ragers, not the people who rage quit, but the people who rage in the middle of a game.
Oh yeah.
So that's you play effect veiler or an ash blossom, and they rage at you about that effect veiler. Oh damn it! Like just all the time, and every time I use like such and such card, someone always have such and such, but then at like you pass your turn, and then it proceeds to so they pass their turn, proceeds to your turn, and then the first thing they do, they drop the exact same card on you, or they make some unplayable board, and they're like, "Yeah, you lost," and I'm like, "You did all that complaining, and you still either A won or B played the exact same card that I did."
Yeah,
and that's the one thing that I truly don't like with what players do. Raging about like any type of interruption, hand trap, strike, or anything like that.
yeah.
Because it's a common card, everybody plays it. So why complain about it?
Good point. Good point. And I know exactly what you're saying. I've seen that happen. And I've experienced, not personally because I don't duel in tournaments anymore, but when I do go to Showtime cards and just kind of hang out during tournaments and watch, you see people getting so mad. And I've talked about it before where there's one guy just like pounding on the table, hulking up, and everybody's looking at him like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? And it might be from an ash blossom or some, maybe something got negated. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I'm with you. It's like people need to relax. But your example that would irritate me is that, you do something irritates them, they get mad, and then next turn they, you're doing the same thing and they drop the same card, same hand trap. It's like, really.
Yeah, and like we have so many locals in my area. Actually, my town is actually a very competitive Yu-Gi-Oh scene. So it's very competitive. So we get complainers on the competitive side, complainers on the casual side, and so with the new reprint for Empire, I'm sure we're all going to be hearing a new wave of people complaining about dropping Empire on opponents now since it's so accessible.
You're gonna have, and you're gonna have the elitists, the wannabe elitists, you didn't have that card before the structure deck came out, you couldn't afford it, and I can only imagine everything that's gonna be said about that. Joker, what about you? I know you experience a lot of duels and a lot of people, and you've given us stories in the past. Tell us some more.
This, and afterwards, I don't care what anyone says. They know this is a serious pet peeve of mine. Ready?
Ready.
Everybody knows I like being funny when I duel. I'll crack jokes. I'll lessen the tension. And that way it's like, dude, it's just a game. I'll just play around and be like, kill the rabbit. Stuff like that. There was somebody, as soon as they drew their 5 cards. Keep in mind, it's Digimon. They do the same thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh God, I finally got this hand, the God hand. Oh, this is going to be. I'm like, did you just hit puberty? What just happened? Oh, it's over. You might as well just scoop. Scoops? I got a bag of potato chips in my backpack. You want some? All right, I'm just going to play this and pass. It's a. What is this? Soap opera? Am I being punked? Ashton Kutcher, where you at? And no sooner as I do something, they're like, you stopped my unbreakable board. How can a noob like you stop my unbreakable board?
Look, let me put my glasses on. Look, that board didn't look too unbreakable in my eyes. Look pretty broken.
So whenever someone does that and they're like freaking out, I do this. They'll be like, how did he break my unbreakable board? Because I sunk your battleship, Jimmy! Yes, I bring up the old commercial. Think with your dipstick, Jimmy! And they always get mad. It's like, stop saying that. Well, think with your dipstick, Jimmy. I'm not Jimmy. My name is Karen. Well,
Doing a Karen.
it's like, no. At that point, I'm just like, well, it's not funny if I call you Karen, and Jimmy is universal. But if you want to talk about why I broke your God hand, it's because I don't believe in your godly plays.
I would probably lose it if I was, in a good way. I'd probably lose it, start cracking up.
I've had judges laughing. I had one guy beside me who was listening to the whole transaction. And he had to hit his inhaler because he was laughing so hard. All because one person goes, you might as well scoop because I got this, and play. And I said, okay. Oh no, what will you do? I should play dead. He attacked, and as soon as my card effect went off, he's like, okay, what happened? Your creature just died, and then you also have to lose a card from your security stack. You have no cards in your security stack. By the way, next turn when I attack, this will actually be game. Wait, can he do that? Not only can I do that, you caused it with your God field. Merry Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas. April Fools? As soon as I said April Fools, the guy beside me is laughing.
Yeah. I'm like, we need more of that. And that's one of my pet peeves. Not you, but the people who take it too serious. They're I get it. You're competitive. I was once.
Why so serious?
Yeah, exactly. The person who's just looking at their cards, and you're trying. I mean, I converse when I duel, and I compliment people when I duel. I'm not, oh, that nice play, nicely done. That was great. I just try and spark up conversations too sometimes, and sometimes if I know they're introverts, I'll do it just to distract them. Get them off their strategy. Then you have the ones who are just playing solitaire really, and I try and talk to them like, all right, you're no fun, and that's when I really really want to beat them bad. Doesn't always happen, but it's been a while too since I've actually played in a store. So that's another one of mine, are the ones who take it way too serious. They think they're battling, for the trying to save the world from destruction, or they're trying to save their grandpa from, Maximilian Pegasus. I don't know what the hell their motivation is, but they're way too serious for me. Casually, what else? Oh, you got a few others?
Well, I got a few others. One thing that I actually do, when I used to play the game more competitive than what I do now, because I'm very casual competitive. I don't really play casual competitively anymore. But when I used to go to regionals, I would never bring a play mat with me. I'd always go to the bathroom and bring a napkin, and the napkin as my play mat. Nice. And it would throw off so many people when I actually play. Not to mention, I play rogue decks, so at the time, with like phantasmal spirals, like grand modules, stuff like I used to play some stuff like that, stuff that people aren't prepared for. Yeah. So the fact that they see me with my napkin playmat at first, I would truly draw the boxes of where the cards misspell the word deck, and then and it would always throw them off their game because they're like, oh, this guy sucks, and the fact that like they're not throwing them in the loop because now they don't they see what I'm playing, and it's not something that they're like technically prepared for. Yeah. And I tell you all, like half the battle in Yugioh is playing something that no one else expects. Yeah. A lot of people prep for the meta, so Rogue has a lot of power. The reason why Rogue wins, the reason why Rogue has such a chance of winning is because people over prepare for the meta because it is the best deck. Yeah. So that's one of the things that I do.
Nice. I could see that. I could totally picture, somebody coming out just, playing the part too, reach the ground, grabbing a napkin, filling it out, and, playing, and all of a sudden you shock them with some nice rogue tactics there. Sounds like something Joker would do too. I could totally see that.
I roll the napkin up and put it inside of the playmat tube.
Oh, That is
Scrape
good.
space the entire time too.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Joker. Any other pet peeves that you got?
Not the backseat duelist,
Oh,
but the hype man duelist. I could be playing against somebody, locals, and they have that friend that doesn't play, but as soon as he's about to do his plays, that buddy comes over and it's like, all right, I played Plunder Patrol Booty. Booty! What the hell? Where'd he come from? It's like the toasty guy from Mortal Kombat.
yeah, Toasty.
See, now I feel attacked because I am the hype man doing this.
No.
Look, I hype up both sides of the game though. So
Yeah.
I would walk by and be like, "Hey, let me see your hand," and like, I'm like, "Oh, you got this," and go to the other side, like, "Hey, let me see your hand." Oh man, look, he got some spice for you. I'll stop talking.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just talking about the guys like, why are you stuck on just that word? There's other cards being played. I know, but I like booty. Destroy the card. Oh, he don't like booty. I'm just like, Flavor Flav, go home. But the worst thing about it, the reason why it's like my pet peeve is because I'm sitting here. I'm trying to play you. Your friend ain't really funny. Now, casually, you're probably funny. So you get a pass. But it's the ones that are not funny. It's like, booty. He's not even playing Plunder Patrols. He's playing Gizmek. Robo, just go home. Just go home.
Yeah.
Learn the format.
Crickets.
See, during the Cyber Style Structure Deck tournament a couple of weeks ago, I was an ass at my locals. Let me be honest. And I already apologize to all of my friends and fellow players up there because like they're all playing Cyber Dragons, and like I was like in the structure deck, I didn't even play Cyber Dogs. I played pure Cyber Dragon control. So like I played the Cyber Deck Overflows. I was like they were all trying to summon that monster and stuff up, but as I was walking around, I was looking at people, and I'm looking at people as they play, and like not coaching anybody, but they were like normal summon core, and I would look over like, you're a normal summon core right here, huh? Really? Oh, you're gonna use the effect to search, huh? Then they're like, can I help you? Oh no, don't worry. I'm just observing. Yeah, I go look at my opponent, and I'm like, wow. Those are the cards you wanted to start your game off with. I would have drew something different. And like they all know I play Cyber Dragons because like I have max rated Cyber Dragons, so like so I would go around and judge, and they're like, look, you don't have to judge. I said, no, I'm not judging. I'm a sensei looking at all my pupils. I'm just critiquing all my children play Cyber Dragon. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to put that card right there, huh? Okay.
No, you should have ran Cyber Dark and went as Darth Vader going, I am your father. Search your feelings. It is true.
It is true. Oh look, it was true when they were summoning monsters, and then I played a really, really, really bad version of Cyber Dragons, but like I really wanted to like Cyber Deck Overflow is just such a powerful card. So like searching Overflow and then popping like 4 cards in my opponent's turn, like it's too good. Stopping the fusion from going off, like it's too good. I couldn't do Cyber Darks because like just for that structure that tournament, Cyber Dragon was just a little bit stronger.
Yeah. Sounds like fun. Either way.
It was.
All pet peeves aside, anybody who's listening, and if you're watching, go into the comments, give us some of your pet peeves. If you're listening, find us on YouTube, Team Fuerte Gaming. You'll see the episode on there. Leave some comments, leave some feedback. Let us know what some of your dueling pet peeves are, and maybe we'll bring them up in a future episode. Guys, now it's time to transition over into our hot topic. Now, Joker, you've talked about this before. Sellers canceling orders when a price spikes. Now, recently, it was brought to our attention there was somebody on Instagram who posted screenshots of this actually happening. Monster underscore TCG called out a little store called, where are you? Game Goblins in Little Rock, Arkansas. So, and I'll be sure to post the pictures. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see the pictures, the screenshots. But if you're on Instagram, go there and check them out for yourself. I'm not making this up. On here, we have it looks like the DM, the back and forth direct messaging. First one says, cancel these orders and we'll just sit on the boxes for a bit. Response, so we are one of those stores now. Next response, the kind of store that doesn't get raped when a product spikes overnight. Yes, we are one of those stores. Inventory count error. Response, man, I don't like this one bit. Response, it's a flesh and blood box. What's not to like? The box doubled in price overnight. We have no system to catch that. I've canceled orders on spikes before. Not sure what's new about it. Do we want 12 Battle Styles booster boxes? Response, it was bought out overnight. It was 89 yesterday. Our product wasn't moving online till that happened. I don't like that we are withholding Magic the Gathering promos because of their worth now. I don't like withholding product because of speculation. I don't like lying to customers. We brag about being transparent with our buy list, but be shady about everything else. Response, these aren't locals. Companies pull products and cancel orders for your pricing errors all the time. Do you want to tell them their order was canceled for a pricing error? That's fine too. Response, it wasn't a pricing error. I mean, I go on and on and on, but basically, there's so much going on here. You guys can kind of get the gist of what's going on. And if you're watching, like I said, you'll be able to read everything on here. I'll post them on there. I don't like that, but I want to hear from Casually on this.
From me first.
Yeah. Canceling orders when the price spikes.
See, personally, I don't like that practice at all. But I can I always look at things from both perspectives, even if I don't agree with the other perspective. Yeah. So in this particular situation, I do not agree with the practice. Since the market is such a volatile thing and card prices can go up and can tank within a matter of hours. So I don't like the fact that if someone were to, let's just say we buy a torrential tribute, right? Mm-hmm. I buy a torrential tribute at $5. Something happens like a YCS or original, they spike. Torrentials are like $37 now. And you cancel my order because of the price spike. One, there's no way you would have known that card would have went up. Yeah. And two, you've already confirmed this particular order and said that you were going to honor it at this particular price. Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, you need to sell that. You need to fulfill the order at that price, and then anybody that placed an order after that spike, then yes, I would say you can go ahead and increase the price of the card, because like to take things from the other perspective, like that vendor is it's a business at the end of the day. Yeah. And a lot of stores, they're more card rich than monetarily rich. So I can see why they would cancel orders and spike cards up. Not so much for product itself, but just for cards. Like they're just really rich in like the amount of cards that they have, but cards don't pay bills. Yeah. And people are buying them. So I can understand why they would do that, but I don't like the fact that when they just cancel and just say that, oh, it was a pricing error, or they would tell you that, oh, well, the card just went up, and like we sell our card at TCG price. Well, I bought it at TCG price. It just there was an update since I purchased the card.
Yeah,
and like I just find it as a really scummy practice, but also like it's not anything that's going to go away anytime soon. It happens, so like I would always try to tell people when they try to buy cards online to like take a look around on what's happening in the community before you like make a big purchase. So if you know there's like a YCS coming up, or you know a new product is about to drop, since like do your research first, because now we know like when sets drop like what 6 months to a year in advance. So you should be able to buy your cards before these sets drop. If you know there's the YCS that's happening, either buy those cards like months before the YCS. Don't buy it during the YCS because the card prices go up. Don't buy it right before YCS because card prices go up. Especially don't buy anything after a YCS, because if anything that does well, they're going to hike those prices up. And if you try to purchase a card during any one of those periods, like you will most of the time experience a canceled order.
yeah.
It doesn't happen often, but like it hasn't happened to me personally. But I've seen people where it happened to. I got a friend needs more Oldsons. One of my best friends. I should have shouted him out earlier. He's had orders that's been canceled on him. That's a couple of $100 because there was a price spike. So I do think it's a very shitty tactic, but like at this point, we have more than enough information on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter to keep the buyers educated. So people should be able to at least understand how the market works and how people interact with the market, so you don't experience that as often.
Yeah. Well said. Thank you. I appreciate that detailed response. And I agree. It's happened to me before. My order's been canceled. And we talked, I think there was another example we had a few weeks ago where somebody's card went missing and then they canceled their order, refunded them, and then they reposted it for sale the next day for the inflated price. Joker, you're a passionate person, passionate seller about when it comes to this particular topic. Talk to us about this particular one right here. What are your thoughts?
First and foremost, I'm gonna say this now. You're never gonna hear me say that word to describe getting hit hard by business. No. Right. So to everybody listening and everybody watching, no, we don't condone using that word like that at all.
Right.
Now, on to the topic at hand. Have you lost your damn mind? Seriously, you canceled it and now you're sitting on those boxes? What if the release date comes for the boxes and they go, oh, they were supposed to be $300? $30. What are you going to do then? Oh, nah, you screwed up. You screwed it up. I don't like it when people do it. And like beforehand, we covered, okay, we need to make money as sellers. We get that. But that, you're technically brick and mortar. Aren't they brick and mortar? They get covered more in TCG Player than anybody. Basically, if they have a loss, TCG Player will be like, wait, you're having loss on product? We'll back you up, but later you got to help us restock and all that mess. They cover you if you're out of stock of anything. Basically, they're like your secondary distributor that you can buy from. And yeah, like let's say you want to buy 50 Mystic Mines and you buy from a brick and mortar. TCG Player will actually have places where they can take those Mystic Mines from, and they will count and give the money to that brick and mortar store, but they got to come up with the cards later to put back in. That's how that works. There's a little bit more into it, but since I'm not brick and mortar, someone that's brick and mortar, please leave a comment down below to let us know the full details.
Yeah.
Like Ruxin, any of that. But for them to sit here and just hide and literally go public with it that they're hiding, sitting on the boxes, no one's going to want to buy from you now. You may have some people that will, but people are going to look at that and just be like, nah, if there's a special set coming out, they're going to wait and see if the price spikes. This is the worst investment idea I've seen so far, and I've seen some pretty crappy ones. So all in all, to the people that buy and don't want to have to deal with this kind of stuff, when someone comes out in those like reviews and they're posting low scores, read them. If these people can't be trusted, move on. Now, for other brick and mortar people that are seeing this, I want y'all to do me a favor. Learn from this. Learn what not to be like. You know what you are like. Don't do this.
Yeah.
Because sooner or later, people are going to lose faith in us as sellers, brick and mortar or non or direct. They're going to lose faith in us. And what are they going to do? You know what? I'm just going to go and buy boxes myself. And then it's going to oversaturate. Everybody's going to be buying, which means us buying ain't going to mean diddly. So all in all, the trust in us, we need to put that back in there. That way we keep this thing going. We supply what they demand. If we're going to hoard their demands, it's like we're terrorists. And nobody wants to negotiate with a terrorist now, do they?
No, absolutely not. And, you know, again, this isn't us bashing this seller. I would never, we don't do the whole cancel culture thing here. But this is a buyer beware. I gave you the name, not going to mention them again. They don't need the publicity. I think what they did was wrong. I get it. I understand it from a business standpoint. But the way Casually put it, honor those orders that were already placed. And then whatever you have left over, increase the prices on those. So going forward, everything's nice, you know? I think that's the right way to do it. Not everybody does it. And I'm looking at some of the comments in that post, and some people are saying, so what's the problem? If you don't see the problem, then you're probably doing it yourself. Shady sellers. It creates, like you said, Joker, creates mistrust in the community and sellers. So my advice would be find yourself some trusted sellers, people who will honor their prices, and you go with them. Makes me wonder about, you know, you hear the pre-sales that come out months and months and months when the product is first announced, and they say, okay, pre-sale price, very, very low, very affordable, very fair. I wonder how many of these guys actually fulfill those, because I always see it. I follow a lot of accounts on Instagram, and I see a lot of people still were posting, you know, still waiting for my tins, still waiting for my cases, and they would tag the, you know, whoever they bought them from. Not going to mention any names, but yeah. So I'm wondering, you know, makes you wonder how much it happens. Even more. I mean, this guy literally called out. I don't know if he was an employee or a business partner. Don't know if he still is or not.
Yeah, I doubt he is at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, especially with, you know, I'm sure the heat was brought on, but I think it was a noble thing to do. And we'll leave it at that. It was a noble thing to do, whether you work there or not anymore, whoever you are, individual. Great job. The community appreciates it. Those of us who do buy, I've never bought from that. Never heard of that store before. But now I won't, personally. I'm not telling you all not to do that. Spend your money how you want.
I would tack on to that again, because at this point we have, like, the internet is a very powerful place, and we have a lot of intelligent people on the platform, as far as YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. Like, you have like House of Champs, MO40, Yugioh Pisano, Master King Swag. Like, we have, like, that's just to name like a few people. Not even to mention like the people that's on Instagram and on Twitter who gives a lot of information to the player base. Now separating them, like if they have their own personal stores online, and if they like whatever tactics that they use, the thing that you should pay attention to is that a lot of them will give you advice on cards that you should invest in, cards you should hold off on. Like they'll tell you like let's just take House of Champs for an example, right? He tells people all the time, like during like when there's like a regional or an extravaganza coming up, he would tell people all the time, like beforehand, like, hey, this event's coming up in a couple of months, like get your copies now. And like at that point, like it's very rare that cards spike up like months before an event happens, unless there's like a TCG extra buck special going on. So like people online all the time, they tell players like this is the time to buy your cards. This is the time to sell your cards. And honestly, Yu-Gi-Oh is literally a circle. Like we follow the same schedule year in and year out. So if you pay attention to what the community is telling you for at least a year, you should know how to navigate the market and not get yourself financially burned as much.
Great advice from a wise man. Thank you.
I wouldn't say all that.
Yeah.
Well,
Joker, final thoughts on this and any advice to buyers?
All I'm gonna say to the buyers is this: pay attention to those reviews. They mean a lot. They're detrimental to everything. Now, as far as it goes with to sellers, learn from this. If, like I've been saying, we can't lose the trust in the people. We can't make them look at us and be like, nah, I don't want to deal with them no more. We're in it to make money, but we're also trying to build that trust. Because there might come a day where it's like, guys, I'm not really hitting on it. I'm not really having enough supplies and whatnot. Just bear with me. Just give me a little extra time. And they'll be like, okay. But if they don't have that trust in us to know that we're golden, they're going to look at us and be like, nah, you're hiding. Give me my money back. Just flat out give it back now.
Yeah.
If you want proof about true, good customer service, look at Ruxin. 3,000 5-star ratings. No complaints. But then you see others. They got a couple here, a couple there. Look at what Ruxin is doing. Look at how he gets things out on time. And if stuff goes up in price, here's a little tidbit secret. Ruxin does check every 2 hours to see if anything goes up or goes down. And he fluctuates it that way. It's something that I do, but I do it every 4 hours.
Yeah.
On the weekends, I tend to shut down my store. That way I can adjust prices for the week. That's a good practice to do. And if you can't do that, just Monday through Thursday, that's when you sell. That way you don't get like swamped with anything. Buyers, the best time to actually catch these good bargain prices, because this Tuesday, they're doing that whole thing with the selling where you get 10% extra. I say get yourself ready Tuesday morning, hit the selling. That's all I got to say on that.
Thank you. Good advice as well. I'm not going to offer any advice.
By Mystic Mind.
Yeah. Buy Mystic Mind. Invest in Mystic Mind. There you go.
Surprisingly, they're selling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're playing it. I love it. I claim responsibility for bringing out the Mystic Mind revolution. You can't convince me otherwise. So, just saying.
Mine responsibly.
I love it. I love it. Any final thoughts on that, Casually?
On this particular topic?
Yes.
Just again for players, just do your research. There's a lot of outlets out there. Just do your research before you make a purchase, and try to see if you can like shop locally first. Support your local card shop.
Always.
Like not every area is blessed like mine and have like 5 different places to go play Yu-Gi-Oh. So
that's for sure.
Yeah. I know Unfound Prodigy would definitely love to have at least two or one or two. Colby as well. So speaking of which, guys, thank you so much. Kaz, appreciate you coming on talking with us. We're gonna wrap this episode up casually. I know you're on Instagram. You don't have to reveal it if you don't want to, but if you want people to engage with you, where can they find you? What's your tag on Instagram?
It's casually side decking. It's all one word, casually side decking. That's where I'm at on Instagram. I don't post content anymore. I haven't posted in a while. At some point I might actually get to that, but you can always shoot me a DM. I'm willing to talk about pretty much anything. Pretty chill guy, so you can just hit me up on there. And if you excited for Burst of Destiny to come out, we got a new Machina card that's coming out that I'm excited for. So
that's sad.
Yeah, I got that level 12 45 beater that's coming out. I'm excited.
Woo. All right.
But just message me on there.
Awesome. Yes, he's very approachable. Good to talk with. Thank you. Joker.
Well, you can find me outside on Tuesdays. Shadowhaunt Joker on Twitter, Shadowhaunt Joker on YouTube. I'm not doing any content at the moment, but I'm slowly getting everything ready to do content by the end of November. And you can find me at Silver Eyed Poet on Instagram. I am not on Facebook. No, we don't go there.
Yeah.
And soon I will be on Twitch as Shadowhaunt Joker by mid-November or the end of November.
Excellent. I'll be looking for you on there, bringing my Digimon deck with me. The two that were not here today, our friend, the Unfound Prodigy. You can find him on Twitter at Prodigy_Unfound. You can find him on YouTube, Unfound Prodigy, as well as on Instagram, Unfound Prodigy, and on the Undisputed Combo podcast. That dude Colby, TDC_YGO on Instagram. You can find him on Team Fuerte Gaming. He has built an amazing virtual world deck. So look for that profile very soon on the channel. Colby, thank you for all the work you do. Myself, Team Fuerte Gaming, Undisputed Combo Podcast. I love Instagram. The_ El Toro Fuerte. I can't remember. Sometimes I forget. I am on Twitter. You can follow me at MJ Fuerte. I'm very boring. Just saying. So thank you. Thank you both for joining us. If you're watching and listening, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you for thanks for listening, and everybody, hope you have a great evening and a great week, and we will do our best to keep bringing you more and more fun episodes like this. Let us know how Casually did. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, so thank you again for coming on such a short notice. We appreciate it. Joker, thank you, my friend. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.